it. But it's also knowing where we do so much in-house and we don't have to really do things out.
Give me an example.
Our whole design, everything is in-house. Whether that is, like I said, whether that is apparel, we have apparel, printing, photo, videography, animation.
Yo, Picasso.
I like it. Literally everything that you know what I'm saying. And we got a song dropping. We just did the video.
It's coming.
Done.
Finally. It's finally happening.
We got a song. We dropped. We honestly might drop a mixtape.
Okay.
The mixtape might move, but the song, we have a single and it has a video.
God, I just named your mixtape in my head. That's crazy.
The wild shit is everybody is there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody there. Like, yeah.
How does that feel?
It's amazing.
How does that feel?
And I just gave y'all the title and y'all don't even know if that's the wild shit.
How does it feel being able to create without limits?
They put it's not even creating without limits that I think is more important. I think what's more important is having people around you that let you do you. Yeah. And will listen to you, right? Like they listen. I'll be in a madhouse with my shit, right? And I know they know that I be in a madhouse. And sometimes listening to me is like, I don't believe that this is going to necessarily work, but I'll be like, dog, trust me. I get really real dark on Back to the Future. Like, hey, bro, I'm not going to get into this car, to 85 miles an hour and get nowhere. And it'd be like, nah, bro, I'm telling you, though, just hear me out. And then the shit work. And they like, all right. But it's more so just being able for them to be like, yeah, I appreciate it. Like, to listen. Like, it'd be like, all right, really? Tell me what you think. And it'd be like, really? Let me tell you. It'd be good shit instead of, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you'd be like, man, tell me what you think. And you'd be like, well, you know.
You're just like,
why did I do that? Like, yeah, I should have kept that shit to myself. So it's always good. It's always good energies and good vibes. And it's like, you know, even when we be mad, it'd be like, let me listen to what it is, because it might be some shit that I'm not hearing or understanding, or you know what I'm saying. I feel like the communication is so important in a team setting. You know what I mean? Like, because you have to be able to voice your opinions, and you have to, you know, be I want to be able to listen. I have to be able to be heard as well. Like, so, you know, so it's all important shit.
Okay. Bouqé, you guys have a Hulk, because you said everyone's like the Avengers within the squad. What's the importance of making sure the personalities fit?
It's wild, because I think it's like we're all strong individuals, right? But it's almost like it's almost like it's like brothers and sister kind of thing, like, right? Like, you just accept people for who they are in a way, but it's like, you taking for the, you know what you're getting. Like, it's like I know Lex gonna be goofy, right? Like, Lex goofy, so me and Lex, and it'd be funny because me and Lex are normally roommates if we go on trips and shit, because we both have like crazy sanitary condition, like living standards.
That needs to be here.
Yeah.
She told me about that. That was actually funny. That was a dope convo.
Like,
yeah, because when she found out you and I were Pisces, that the whole thing was just like, she's like, it all makes sense.
Yeah. Like, it's very like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I have a travel standard, like, and I don't just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not just staying in the hole in the wall. You know? I'd be like, hey guys, we can use these Hilton points. Like,
Because you guys have to travel.
We gotta travel, like, you know what I'm saying. So we pulled that move not too long ago when we was in Boston. Like, we had a place, and we went to that place, and said place was not quite up to par.
Oh, so it wasn't given what the pictures were showing.
It wasn't given what the anything was. When you get out the car and it is a syringe next to a Maserati, it gives me pimp crack vibes. A syringe. Didn't necessarily have the needle though, so I appreciate whoever was, you know what I'm saying, using it, that they wasn't just reckless because there was no needle, but the syringe, like literally, I stepped out. It was like off-white Jordan syringe. Like, what? I'm not doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had to figure this shit out. Like, we had to figure this out ASAPual. Like, we are not doing this, man. Not at all. So yeah, like it had to happen, and it, you know what I mean. Like, it was one of them kind of grooves because it was just like, nah, we not even about to.
Was there ever a solution found?
Oh yeah, we went to a Hyatt.
For the win.
Yeah, one of the joints that I use, like a Hyatt place. That's like really, you know, breakfast in the mornings, and you know, it's a lounge bar area.
You could find everything you need right there.
You didn't have to worry about getting athlete's foot in the shower or anything of that nature.
Did you have just in case slippers?
We had everything though.
Okay.
Necessarily. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it was you know, it was one of those because we was just like, yeah, we not going. I'm like, hey, look, don't worry about it. Like, we can go someplace else. Like, so I was like, at first we was trying to. I was like, you know, because Lex, she was like, man, I'm not really feeling this drink, and I was like, man, nah, we can tough it out, right. And in my mind, I was like, man, I don't know, I ain't living like this no more, y'all. So I shouldn't have to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Should not do this. So, you know, yeah. But we ended up going someplace which was whole better. We had tea in the mornings, and you know what I'm saying, was able to sit and eat oatmeals and find us some foods.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
Wasn't getting that at the days end. Not at all. I wrote the most scathing review of their place.
We're seething behind the phone.
I was like, man, I tapped in, bro. I was like,
let's start at the syringe, okay?
I really did. It was like, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the parking lot, my guys. They was like, oh my gosh, because it was. So I didn't know they were built they were under Wyndham, and it was like, God damn it, what are we doing?
Wyndham usually pulls it off correctly, so that says a lot. Yeah.
Better do something. Now, maybe I feel like just bored in this bottom tier, but this ain't gonna work.
What's this again?
This was in Boston. I mean, Massachusetts.
Keep that in mind. Yeah, keep that in mind. My mom does business up there. We do gospel concerts, Caribbean gospel concerts. She runs that whole circuit.
Caribbean gospel concerts, bro. We will have to talk after this because I need to be in right now.
I have a background when it comes to
Caribbean gospel.
Yeah, like artists from Jamaica, England, everything else Jamaican, a couple other countries.
Gospel though.
Yeah, in terms of islands and stuff.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I gotta tap in. I feel like this is an area where have not been.
That's literally what I was raised on.
I'm prepared.
Yeah. So when they see me doing this, they're like, that's not the same juice, is it? Like, nah, that's it. Yes,
I grew up in a church joint too, so I feel you. Like, I'm saying, like,
you gotta let them know when it's you. Yeah, nah, it's your boys.
I know my family be looking at me and be like it's funny. Like, I was talking to my little cousin the other day, and he was like, he raps, right? And I was like, I know they be like, man, why don't you get Drake on the song, nephew? And he'd be like, how the fuck am I getting Drake on a song? Like, do you understand any of this music shit? And I was like, he
songs like buying a house.
Right, like he was just saying that in the joint. I was like, cuz, they look at me like I'm Tony Montana at times. It's like, I'm saying, like, I know, it be times I be sitting there and my cousins be like, here come Rayful Evans just walking through the goddamn door. And it be like, it's just paper, guys. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's funny, because you really you are the safest version of everyone's fear in the product, which there really shouldn't have to be fear. There's a history, but the fear and the history are two separate things.
Totally.
Yeah, and we actually have more knowledge on the cause and effect, but if people don't accept that, that's that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Like, I don't know what you want me to say, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It really has. So it's the education though. So it's always, we always are in an education mode. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, sometimes people don't want to listen, and you can't do shit about that. So.
Yeah. DC. You take DC everywhere you go. The group included. The group included. You feel me?
Whoa.
What's the importance of people need to understand this is what DC is about?
I think because we have this. It's almost like a black hole of culture. I feel like DC culture can't thrive other places. But it's not necessary. I also don't feel like DC. I was just talking to somebody about this. It's like, I don't feel like DC culture is meant for every place. Like, it ain't meant for every place to have a DC in it. Like, right? Like, we might have like a New York club or some shit like that, or some place where people from an area might hang out. But DC is a transient town, so that's why we have that first. Second, I mean, like, people like, go don't go any place else. But I'm like, go-go is a DC staple and a vibe, right? Like, would somebody playing a go-go beat someplace else that don't have a call and response kind of crowd or like crews even work? No, it's not. Like, could I see a go-go in Arkansas? Not necessarily. Like, now, could I see go-go bands going there? Probably, because go-go is as transient as the city is, I feel like go-go is transient, right? Like, because it don't take, listen, you can go on these pages right now on social media and see a motherfucking white dude dancing at a go-go or something, and he doing some real awkward-ass white person dance that you would not think that they would be, but they having the time of their fucking life, though, right?
And it's the joy.
And it's the joy, and that's the shit that go-go that brings to them, right? Like, you go down to farms, go to a basketball game. It's the culture of, like, you can go there. First of all, Snap, ain't no place else in this motherfucking world will the Secretary of Education go down to Berry Farms in the hood, and this is when Berry Farms was still the farms. They still was having houses open. They wasn't all the way shut down and shit. It was the farms. Yeah. The Secretary of Education go down there and play basketball. Like, come on, bro. Like, where does this happen? Fucking DC. Like, you know what I'm saying? Can DC thrive outside of DC? Nah, I feel like it's damn near Wakanda. You know what I mean? Like, y'all come in and get some of this richness. Because we full of this shit. You know what I mean? Like, you live in a neighborhood right now. We in a neighborhood that is filled with black excellence from top to bottom.
Period.